Southern Pacific Spins book, Imperial Valley. We're going to do zones 5 and 6. I don't think I said the zone number last time. Oh well, oops. This book is dated for 5/6 of 1981. It shows what the spin stands for. This basically told Southern Pacific crews where to spot train cars be loaded or unloaded. This lists the place to put the train cars. We have a piggyback ramp, an auto ramp, hopper, crane spotting, etc. And then notes for the crews. Okay, Zone 5. Industry served. The code source is code 99, 91. That was that last page I showed you. Tells you what type of spot you can put the train cars in. Over here, capacity, length of track, capacity for how many cars. Standard size train cars that would be received there. So if it's a piggyback ramp, it'd be set up for 89-foot train cars. If it's for box cars, it's going to be probably a standard box car. Spreckles Sugar, Hawkins Bird Associates, those guys could be anything. Cotton Oil, lead storage track. So this is Zone 5. We're doing Zone 5 and 6. Continue on Zone 5, and I still get the train horn in the background. Definitely Kaiser Hauler. So here we go. Lead track, vacant. Union Sugar, Niland South track, Imperial Valley, Maine. Niland set out track. Sounds like we're getting close to Niland. Okay, here's our first map. This says Rockwood and Calipatria. Hope I said that right. Hope I didn't offend anybody. Well, there's that. At one point, my understanding, one of the branches from Calipatria went over to the Holtville, but was a long time before 1981. So there's that page. Then our very next page we come to shows a little bit larger boulder for those of us that have trouble seeing things without glasses. A lot larger. Now, top left page shows El Centro is to the left, Niland is to the right. So the top of the page will be west, the bottom of the page will be east. And then the little diamond thing shows mile markers for Southern Pacific way back when. Plus you got your street names. So if you want to go out and try and duplicate it or model it or something else. Then we're to Estelle. Looking at this, Estelle and Niland are right next to each other, because Niland is like here, and this is Estelle. So here's the main Yuma sub. Los Angeles is that way, Yuma's that way. There you are. Shows all the tracks. Yeah, that's better. Turn the page. And then shows going up this way is El Centro, Yuma's down this way, Los Angeles is that way. And then that shows Niland. Way back when. Zone 5, Part 4. Okay, then we go on to Zone 6. And we have chemical, lead track, some farms, alfalfa. I'm sorry, got to hold it somehow. So if I block the zone capacity, sorry. Union Sugar dump. Gotta go out there and wonder if that place is still out there. 0610. I'll look at that later. I grew up watching trains being loaded with sugar beets and watching the sugar beets get hauled off to the factories in California. I'm that old. Okay, passing track, team track, lead track. Oh, Toro Land and Cattle Company. I don't remember them, but I did business in the cattle business way back when, so you never know. Scale track. I love train scales. Might have to go down there and see if it still exists. Spiked means it's probably out of service, and then they probably ripped up the tracks afterwards. Let me move my thumb so you can see those better. At the bottom, coming up. Slowly, team track, marketing, truck lines, brokers, lead track. Got one more short page of businesses. Cotton agency, room for one car, 120 feet. Probably didn't know how a specific place to spot that thing. And then here we are. Calexico branch, Imperial Valley, Jewett, and Heber. Zone 6, Part 1. There's all the tracks. To the right is Calexico. To the left is El Centro. So we're someplace in the middle. Dogwood. Dogwood sounds familiar. I've seen Dogwood on other maps. And here you are. Calexico. That means you're right at the border. Here's the Mexican border right here. Spent a lot of time in Calexico in the late 70s. I usually flew in. I didn't usually drive in. But you see a lot of railroad tracks from there. Well, that's the end of Zone 6, Part 2. And let's see if we can do a nice view of Calexico. Some tracks are still there today. Some tracks are gone.